Peace. Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Natty, and I'm definitely so excited that you all are here watching this video with me. So today I want to talk to you about some things, but let's make sure some people get in the room. If you haven't met me, I am Natty. I am a natural fertility coach. I help women, especially with fibroids, to increase their fertility naturally. A lot of times women with fibroids also have PCOS, endometriosis, blocked tubes, and some other things going on in that aspect. What I'm talking about in this video can definitely help you no matter what it is, your fertility issue, your fertility struggle, right? But I want to make sure that you have this in place before you make your next move on your fertility journey, because it's so important. But it's also something that is very overlooked because we just don't do things like this, right? We're not living our natural ancestral African culture. We are over here in the West. Our rooms are dedicated for sleeping and lounging, right? And cooking and eliminating certain waste from our body, from certain parts of our body only, right? So what I'm talking to you today about is creating your fertile space, right? So creating your sacred space for fertility, right? For the purpose of fertility. Because it's very interesting because in the East and in other cultures, we have not only rooms, we have entire temples, we have cities, we have mountains, we have very sacred spaces dedicated just for either the worship of, certain natural aspects of life, deities, whatever you want to call it. These things exist, right? But of course, we know with the conquest of what should we call this, colonialism, white supremacy, our cultures were destroyed, right? And even if you want to look at it from a biblical aspect, worship of the woman, worship of the female deity, worship of the feminine aspect has also been toppled and destroyed, right? So now we are at a point where that feminine energy has basically been ousted to a major degree. It's coming back in now, but it was, right? And along with it went a lot of our temples, places of self-care, places of restoration for the divine body, for your temple, for your body, right? And instead we have these very square rooms, we have these empty rooms, a lot of empty wombs, right? So I want to sort of bring us back to the importance of why you need to create for your womb, a sacred space for your fertility, for your mind, for your body, for your soul. So I hope that if you are definitely still watching this video, that means that you are, not, so your mind is not limited to the to being closed off to worship outside of a white male god, a white male deity, a male deity, all of that, Christianity. I hope if you're still here that you're able to still be open and get past that, right? Because let's just say this is we are in the year that we are in, and it's time for us to really start looking at things differently and not being caught up by these religious dogmas and structures and everything. So whatever I'm talking religious or anything like that, is really for you to again enhance your fertility naturally, to elevate spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, right? So with that out of the way, let's talk about it, right? So what I want to talk to you today about is, again, the importance of creating your sacred space. So I'm in a room in the house where basically it doesn't really get used. I consider it the sunroom. It lets in a lot of natural light when I don't have it covered like I do right now for the purpose of, I don't know, making this video. I just never opened it. But it's still letting in some light. The sun is actually on its way out. And this is an area of the house where I like to do certain things. I like to do my yoni steams. I use it a lot for my videos. Well, at least this side of the room for my video, for some videos, or actually I use the other side for videos. I use this side more for, again, my self-care and my videos pertaining to self-care, right? So in this side of the room in the house, this is where I do a lot of this stuff, right? So I want to show it to you because I want you to see that it's really simple. It doesn't take a lot from you, but the importance of having a room like this where you create and you dedicate specifically for self-care is really, really important, because it's going to help you to get into the mode of what you need to do, right? Because a lot of times it literally takes you a minute to sort of come to terms, to shut off all the busy go of the day, and then to come to terms with, doing for yourself, for taking care of yourself, right? And I guess you didn't have a kitchen when you came home from work or when you woke up in the morning, and every day you had to set up your kitchen. You might look at food differently. You might eat simpler meals. You might not ever cook. You might not ever eat at home, right? Because setting up your kitchen every single morning, putting the sink on the counter, the dishwasher together, putting the counter on the table, putting the cupboards just so that you can cook, that will kind of turn you off, and you would do other things that took less time. So when you create a sacred space for your fertility, or when you create a fertile space for fertility, right, it helps, again, for you to get into the mode of, again, increasing your fertility naturally, doing the things that are going to restore your womb, and doing the things that is required of you to come from a place of so-called infertility, to come from a place of consuming a lot of toxins, to come from a place of, again, giving your energy outwards to where you are now receiving, where you've dedicated a whole room just to yourself, not just to go to sleep and try to get rich, to forget about the stresses of the day, but to actually but to address life itself in a different way, right? To honor your body, to honor your temple, for yourself. All right, so I'm going to show it to you in a minute. It's really simple. It's actually, even though this is my space where I use this for, every now and then, of course, I do pack it up and I do move it, but I'm going to show you how even having a smaller space helps to make that possible. So if you downloaded my yoni steam, my free yoni steam for fertility checklist, which is in the link, by the way, you will notice that I do have on the checklist to have a space yoni steaming. Now this space doesn't only for yoni steaming, right? But how I do it is I have a basket and I put everything in the basket, right? And I can take the basket out as I need it, right? I'm gonna have room where you can literally dedicate it just for that, just for whatever, again, your goal is. It really works out a lot better, because you're not, again, like I talked about the kitchen, you're not always assembling things. You're not always putting things together. You're not, being dissuaded or drawn to do other things because you don't want to put the setup together. So it's the same thing I talked about in my yoni steaming, to have things sort of dedicated just for that. So I hope that makes sense to you. And let me start just showing you just some of the things. Hold on. Okay, so I'm actually about to yoni steam, so I have my pot right there. But all it is really is my carpet that I'm going to be using, again, to do yoga. This is what I used to do yoga. I don't bring, but this is, it works out really good for me. I just have a candle stand that I have my candles on. I can yoni steaming pot on here, and then I can sort of stand up and I can stand over the yoni steam. That's just a candle. Again, this is change my chairs. I have several yoni steaming chairs that I use, and this is some yoni steam that I'm hoping to use after I make this video. And I could make it a little bit brighter for you all to see, but so basically this is my my basket here that I use and I just moved around. This is my favorite shawl. Okay, Instagram or YouTube, I'm not turning my phone, relax. So that's my favorite wool shawl that I use to yoni steam as well. But I also use it sometimes for to what you call it, as my yoni steam mat. Sorry, not my yoni steam mat, my yoga mat. And so in this basket, I just have things like I have my yoni steam. So if I need to yoni steam on the go or something like that, I can just grab it out of here. These are the 2 yoni steams that you will get if you ever get yoni steams from me. But I have my these are dashikis that I use for yoni steaming. I have my yoga clothes. These are some of my yoga tights that I have here. My yoga tights, as well as a top to go with it. Extra candles. I have extra herbs that I can use if I want to use them right here. And I have crystals if I sort of want to lay my crystals around in any type of yoga or anything like that. So again, this basket really comes in handy. I'll show it to you right now. And it's a really big wicker type basket, and you know, I can hold everything inside of it. So if I want to just say I want to change rooms, I can change rooms. I just take this whole basket with me to another room. It's pretty big, right, and pretty sturdy. Okay, and so all I've done is I've basically spread a very extra large towel. This is a towel in my yoni steam video as well, to keep the floor from getting wet. I spread my towel, and I can do yoga there. I can yoni steam. I can just sit and I can meditate. I can do sessions with clients and whatever. And then over here, I have a mirror. So if I want to see myself while I am doing all of that, I can do it. So, okay. So now that you see how simple and easy that is, I want to talk some more. Let's go back this way. I want to talk some more again about why it's important that you set one of these rooms up for yourself, right? So again, just think about it as knowing that if you are busy or if you are under stress, you know, you have some place to go. You have some place to come and to restore clarity to your mind. And just to restore yourself with at the end of the day. So no matter what is going on in the world, not only do you have, you know, somewhere to lay your head, but you also have somewhere that's just for you, right? Just for your fertility. Stress and fertility kind of go hand in hand. Stress and infertility, or the so-called infertility, go hand in hand, right? So it's like you have to create ways to sort of outweigh the stress. We have to go back to, again, to our ancient culture, to where we had modalities and we had methods, and like we didn't even have the types of stress that we have today, right? Because we were more practicing these type of methods, these type of things just for pleasure, just for leisure. That was our leisure. Self-care was leisure, right? We need to bring that back in. We need to bring self-care as leisure back into play, rather than looking at things and entertaining into things that really sort of run your blood pressure up, that, you know, get you in your feelings and in your emotions and get you angry. And not to say that being emotional is wrong, but when your emotions are being sort of played with in a way that is going to hurt you, or make you feel sad, hurt, stressed, elicit certain hormones from your body, it's going to throw your hormones off. So you want to do things like get the incense. I want to show you something. Hold on. I want to show you something. Since I'm speaking about incense, I want to show you this. These are cedar wood, or at least I think it's cedar wood. I think they're better than incense, because you don't even, and they smell really, really good. They smell really good. Or if I could make some just out of these, I would. But I just, if I just want to, again, relax and de-stress, I literally just smell these. They smell amazing. I definitely would love to sort of give that out. Like, I want other people to experience just the beauty of nature and certain things, right? So a lot of you know, when it's summertime, I really like to be outside. But again, when I am in more, I like to have these spaces where they're dedicated just for self-care. So it's like, if I had a very, very large house, I would not use these rooms for sleeping. Like, even though I have a lot of children, I would make sure that there were extra rooms to do extra things for self-care, for, again, for meditation and for things like that. So this is one of the places where I will be doing coaching, or where I do some of my coaching. For those of you who have been on my discovery calls, you see me probably in, running back from room to room, but this might be one of the rooms that I've been in, right? So definitely make sure that you take some time now and think about where in your house or your home or wherever you are, can you create a space dedicated to enhancing your fertility naturally? Somewhere where you can put your herbs, where you can have everything at hand within reach. Somewhere where you can have clothes to do yoga, so you don't have to be like going back and forth between your room. If you want to do yoga and then you want to hop into yoni steaming mode, you can go ahead and do that. And somewhere where you can have your oils, your essential oils, somewhere where you can, again, drink tea, where maybe you have a tea. I actually have one of those here. I have a tea dispensary, somewhere where you can just press the button and hot water comes out and you can drink tea. You don't have to leave the room and go and get caught up and not put in the work for yourself to do what it is that you need to do. So somewhere like this, somewhere where you already have your journal, where you have your pens, almost like an office for your womb, right? That's kind of what this room is a little bit for me. I have my blue screen over there. I have my couch over there where I make videos at. Sometimes I have a desk, I have a table, everything. And then on this side is more relaxing, more zen, right? And more yin a little bit. So I hope that you create this space, right? Don't underestimate the power of having set up just, again, to restore your fertility, restore your clarity, your spiritual. Just think about it. If your house didn't have a bathroom, water, and you had to warm that water, you had to put together a toilet, you had to put together a shower, how much do you think you would really bathe? Unless maybe you were going to a stream or you were really that dedicated and you wanted to do it. How much would you use a toilet? How much would you cook in a kitchen that didn't have a room, that didn't have a bed? You probably would be, doing a little different things. And not to say that anything is wrong. It's good to be creative. It's good to not be in these boxes, okay, where you only can do things in this room or you only should be able to do things in that room, right? But now is a really good time to be thinking outside of the box like this, but at the same time, being flexible. So as you can see, I have a sort of room set up just for this. It's multi-purpose, but I also have a basket where if I'm like, look, I don't want to do it right here, I'm going to go over there and, that's what I do. Right? I can just put everything in my basket. That basket is big enough to hold everything that you've seen here, except for the chair, right? And of course the pod. If the pod has liquid in it, I wouldn't do that. But I can literally roll up everything into my beautiful basket and take it to another room. I can take it to outside. I can go for a walk and spread everything that I have there. So you're not limited to a room. You don't have to do it here, but just having the mindset that this is important, this is needed, this is required, is really going to come in handy. Because again, if you're just thinking, oh, you're just going to get in the mode and you're just going to do the floor where you're at right now, you're probably not going to do it. That's probably why you don't just do yoga when you're out on the street. Massage your womb, in the kitchen, right? Because it's just not, your mind is not wired to do that, and you're not in that mode. It's going to take you some time. It's going to take you like an S curve to realize, okay, look, I can do this anywhere. I can do this right here. So until you get to that point, setting up a room to come in I really hope this helps you, right? And again, when I do coaching with women, this is one of the things I tell them to do, and I help you with as well. I help you to create a sacred space. Again, it's really not that much. It's just knowing that, again, you have somewhere to increase your fertility naturally that's going to help you to get into that flow and into that vibe. So if this video has helped you out at all at any length, definitely let me know in the comments. If you have not joined my Black Fertility Facebook group, make sure to go to Black Fertility and Me and join there. If you are not in my private Black Fertility group, visit blackfertility.mn.co. Okay, it's not a Facebook group, it's my own private fertility group. Again, is blackfertility.mn.co. Make sure that you head over there. And if you haven't got my free yoni steam for fertility checklist, go to natasiawinter.com/yoni steaming for fertility checklist. Natasha steam for fertility checklist. Whatever it is, it's in the description. Download your free yoni steam checklist so that way you can know how to yoni steam for fertility, because a lot of times women think that they can just yoni steam, at the same time that you are trying to conceive, and you don't necessarily want to do that. When you download the video, you'll find out why. Download the checklist, you'll find out why. And in that checklist, I have 2 calendars to help you out. One for when you're actively trying, one for when, right? You see the yoni steams that you can also get, but you again got to go and get the checklist to find out more about that. And what else? So that's pretty much all I want to talk about in this video. So make sure again that you like this video, share it, subscribe if you are watching this on YouTube. And if you have Natty, your natural fertility coach, make sure again that you get in contact with me if you need any type of fertility assistance and you want to go the natural route. So again, thank you. Take care. Peace.